Hi, it's me again, just a different hairstyle. Today we're in the woods of and which is near, and I'm just taking the trail that I think we took last time, just to set up the hammocks. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure I'm on the right path here, because I've just found that little marker. That's this here. Lovely. So, lovely little reference point. So, on today's video, I'm not going to concentrate so much on food. I'm going to concentrate more on the setup and the gear that I use to keep me a happy camper. Right now, I'm carrying a Swedish LK35 litre rucksack, ex-surplus military. You get these about 20 quid. I've got a frame on, so but they're just a bucket bag, so there's not much compartmentalisation. I had to stick an ammo pack on the back, and I'll keep my fire kit and my what's in there. I'll go into that in a bit more detail later. I'm also using my granny trolley, which has actually broken because it won't stand up anymore. And yeah, this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as I can and to the point. But yeah, this is what I use to get in here and out of here with all my gear, and in other places as well. And I'm just keeping it nice and close, because I what with my back and what have you, I'm not trying to venture out too far and get myself isolated. So a fair bit more logging happened since I last came here. That wasn't all here last time I came down here, so hopefully we don't annoy too many lumberjacks. We're portaging right now. It's quite a decent portage from the car to where we got to, and yeah, sure glad I've got my little roller buggy, my little granny buggy thing. I'm gonna have to get another one, just because look how beautiful it is. Look at them bluebells. It smells amazing. Looks like I found the edge of the woods over there, and it looks like there's a trail that carries on up that way. Gosh, have a look at all these bluebells, man. The smell is so strong. Absolutely stunning. It's an absolutely magical time of year, I believe. I'm nearly at the spot now. Just wanted to show you this clearing here, this opening. Not a bad little mission. Not a bad spot for resources here either, because there's pine, there's birch, there's oak. There's quite a multitude of different trees. Ooh, I think I can see some fungus growing in that one. Let's have a look. But yeah, not as warm as I was hoping it would be today. However, we are prepared for that. Yeah, it is a fungus, or was. Not sure what it were. Perhaps a dryad saddle, or maybe even a chicken of the woods. I do need to come hunting this woods. That's a big old dead tree over there. Yeah, we're going that a ways. Okay, let's get there. Sorry, I just wanted to show you this beautiful oak tree. Look how magnificent that is. That is a monster in it. And there's a fairly big one here too. Not doing as well, obviously. Here is it. I remember this tree, and I think we were set up between these trees here with the bigger hammocks, and the kids were over there on those littler trees there with the little hammocks. Yeah, just 2 doors away from the mighty oak there. There's a nice big beech tree there, which is just a good reference point really for the spot. It's lovely. You can't hear any traffic, which is absolutely golden. It's a little bit breezy. Nothing too dangerous above that can fall and hit our heads. That's one thing we do have to take into consideration when we're hanging and when we're tenting, setting up between trees. There's a few dead branches up there that could potentially ruin my night, but nothing that would kill me. So I'm going to have my tarp up and at least 2 ridge lines that are going to act as some line of protection. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, just to show you a slightly better view of that, I have an ammo pack which I just clip onto a carabiner up there to hold the weight, and stick the straps through there, which tighten it up nice and stop it wiggling about, which you don't want because that wastes energy. In there I've got a fire kit, including some cooking utensils, and in here I've got a first aid kit just to help compartmentalise things and keep it for quick access. And yeah, I'm going to get the kit out now. That's spare clothes, all nice and compressioned, and that's me part of my cook kit, which I shall divulge later. There's my mug. There's another part of my cook kit. Pillow. Tarp. Let's get the pillow out. I've got my hammock in here, which I attempted to compression as much as possible. My sleeping bag, which was an Aldi Special summer lightweight hiking version of their sleeping bag, adult size of course, in a compression sack that comes with it. It was something like 15 quid. It's not the lightest you can get, but it's a damn sight lighter and smaller than a Huaya full-sized sleeping bag. Now this is my underquilt, and that's even bigger than my sleeping bag, even chunkier. So there you go, that says something about the sleeping bag. But we'll be needing that later. So there we have our sleep system there, our entire sleep system. The hammock, the underquilt, and the tarp, and the pillow. And of course what I'm wearing. Well, in the pockets we have binoculars, of course. We have a battery bank, of course. We have dried wet wipes. Do not underestimate how handy those are. A bandana. Don't underestimate the handiness of one of those. We have a bag full of plastic bags, because yeah, don't underestimate them either. A folding saw, which will perhaps come into use later. A bush knife, a Miltech bush knife. That's not the best of bush knives, but nice and cheap and practical. A Swissy, which is of course always handy. Cordage, charger cable, and big cordage there, rope essentially. Okay, and that is essentially my kit. I've got a bit more in there which I'll go into later. Okay, I'm just setting the hammock up now, and I'm between 2 trees which are just a little bit too close together, and that probably is a little bit too narrow a tree ideally to get round, but I've set it up adequately. That's an adequate hang, but I'll show you what I did to basically shorten that, because this was too long. It was down here, the end of it was right down here. This hammock was sagging far too much, so I'll show you what I did to get around that. Basically I doubled around on the tree strap here. Sorry, I'll just take it off quickly now just to show you. But you've got that loop system whereby you make an anchor like that. So all I did was I went round the tree again, okay, and fed it back through on itself to make a secure anchor point like that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that at all. Okay, just to go into the setup a little bit more, I've cheated a little because I use my ridge line, which helps me find the perfect tension every time, but what you would want to do to find the perfect tension to begin with is set your hammock up so that your tree straps are around about head height, each one's probably going to be a little bit higher than the other, which will probably be your foot end. Put something in your hammock, and what you'll want to do is get under your hammock, use your thumb and your finger like this, and if you can touch each of it like that and keep it sort of, you know, a perfect 90 degree, that's about right. That's about what you're aiming for. So when you get that, then you can set your ridge line, which will save you a lot of mucking about next time. Okay, the tarp. As you can see, I've gone for the diagonal setup there, which is that orientation gives us more length, which gives us better rain cover, because we may get rain. And it was already, I was kind of debating with myself what to do with it, whether to set it up like this or whether to set it up the other way, the flat way. And yeah, that sort of, it was already set up like that, so that sort of answered my question on that. I've gone for a slightly unorthodox way of setting it up. I've obviously put my anchor there. Because the trees are so close together, I've hardly got the actual space to get the tension that I need, so I've tensioned it right up to the tree. And what I've done with the other side is I've gone past that tree to the other tree where I've got the tension on it with a trucker's hitch, which I've secured with a loop there, which I'm going to use perhaps to hang stuff off. I could use this as perhaps a clothesline if I get wet later. If I do need to lower the tarp any, I can just do that, which is something I may have to incorporate into future setups. But if I need to, I can lower this side here, which is where the wind will be coming from, and it should give me maximum wind protection just by shortening this guy and actually taking this side a bit lower. But that's nice and taut. It's not. Briefly on the hammock now. The hammock I was lucky enough to get from Aldi when they brought them out, and they were cheap as chips, so I bought a second one as a spare. They didn't bring them out, they haven't brought them out since, which I'm really gutted about, because I would buy a couple more, just because they are so good. They're the right size and everything for an adult, pretty much just about, whereas the cheap ones off eBay, you won't. You'd have to go to DD Hammocks or something like that, I suppose. They're about the cheapest vendor of hammocks in adult size. The tarp is another eBay special. A 3x3 metre is absolutely ample, as you can see. You can set it up either way. It does have midpoint hoops, but only on that one side, not all the way around. You're not getting amazing quality products, but they will work. These will work. The little hammocks that you can get off eBay, they will work. You can camp out in them. You won't. If you're you know, about my size, nearly 5'11", you ain't going to have an amazingly comfortable night in them. But you're going to be off the ground. You're going to be warm. You're going to be camping. Do it, guys. Get out there and do it. It took me a few attempts to get this set up right, but I managed to get there eventually. I'm not going to go into how to tie the knots, but I used a trucker's hitch or a lorryman's hitch here to get the tension on this ridge line, and just I don't know what that is at that end, a clove hitch or something like that. Just using the basic setup that I got with the hammock, with the addition of these heavy duty carabiners here, which are proper mountaineering carabiners. Very heavy, so perhaps not the best idea for a backpacking setup. It all adds weight, everything adds weight. These are the ones that came with. They are a heavy duty, they are up to the job. They're they're more than up to the job, but I use them for my ridgeline, and I replace them with these because these are a bit easier to use and a bit nicer. I'm going to try and swap them out for a more lightweight aluminium version of carabiner, and yeah, see how I get on with them because they're a bit hefty. I can see my ma's house from here. Hey Ma! Camera cut out on the last video. The beauty of having the ridge lines and double ridge lines is that if something does fall onto you, you've got that bit of protection. Right, let's see if I can record this and do it at the same time. No, I don't think I can. Okay, do my best. So you get one loop, make sure it's crossed over, pinch that, hold it, make another loop. Okay, put that loop on top of that loop. So you've got two loops, put your loops over the end of a stick like that, pull the loose end, and that's a constrictor knot. And then what you can do then is you can make yourself a little foyer. There we go, now we're talking. I can see everything. There we go, time for lunch soon. A little tip for you. When you get home and when you get to camp, hang up your bag and your underquilt for maximum poofiness or loft. Keeps you warmer. It's time for a brew, I think. Time for a brew. Oh yeah, I've got one on, look. Right underneath, you see, it's next to them hobgoblins, yeah. That thing there. There's a little Trangia stove under there. Probably can't see the flames because alcohol flames are hard to see. But it is burning, and we'll be having a coffee in just no time at all with our sandwiches, which fit all my food into this little ammo can here, which a friend of mine put together for me, well, a couple of friends of mine, and everything's gone in there, and it's a nice little storage container for it. I've got everything I need right here. So yeah, let's get a brew on, and I'm going to do a brew and I'll see you in two. Someone over there. There's been about 2 or 3 lots go by and not even noticed that I'm here. I don't know, maybe these guys have, but they haven't bothered me. That's the main thing. I can just have my lunch. As you can see, everything's about set up. This will be me for the night. Put my coat on because it got a little bit chilly. It's getting a little bit chilly, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. We'll make sure we're taking in the calories we need to burn up, keep ourselves warm. That's very important. Yeah, so I decided to change the setup ever so slightly because it's a bit blowy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the warmest. I've had to put the sun's coming out now just to make me look a fool. But yeah, I want that air pocket, I've decided, and I want that air. So yeah, I've completely changed the ridge line, lowered the ridge line right down. But I mean, look how taut it is. It's like a little tent. It's like a little tent it is. So that's going to trap a nice pocket of air in there. Pardon me. And when I got the underquilt on and me blanket on, and when I've got my warm pyjamas on, I'll be as snug as a bug in a rug. That'll keep most of the wind out because the wind's changing directions all over the place, and yeah, what have you. And not only that, but I've set up right next to a wasp nest because I saw a wasp go in that little hole down there. So yeah, only I could do that. And yeah, I'll do these things so you don't have to, folks. You're probably looking at this tarp and wondering, how is it so straight when the ridge line has dropped so low? Well, it's got nothing really to do with the ridge line. Look, see how dangly that is? It's to do with the tension between these 2 points here because of these pressic knots. I'm not going to go into how to tie any knots. I've already done a video on how to tie knots, but let me see if I can get some focus on here. They're a bit messy, but they're functional, and as you can see, they are very functional. Yeah, they're just drawing the tension out along the ridge line, so you can use the ridge line, the actual tension of the ridge line, like loosen it and stuff, to set the height of your tarp and get it nice and low to the ground, which will reduce wind chill all around you and keep a nice air pocket. And you've almost got a tent there, almost. See what I'm saying? You've almost got a tent there. It's like a tree tent. Okay. Oh yeah, and that's my rubbish bag. Just off a tie off of that. And I've got another little loop on the tie off of this as well, which I could attach something to if I want to, but something lightweight, not too heavy. I've got my pack over there now, just with the other one. Keep it nice and tidy, I suppose, and organised. It might not keep any. I know we don't get any critters around here that will go through your junk, but it would help with that in certain situations, depending on where you are. People laugh at me when I do this, but it saves. It's not just for that. It keeps things off of the damp ground. Stops your shit getting damp. You could potentially do that under one of these trees or something like that if it was a tighter setup. It saves a hell of a lot of bending over as well. A hell of a lot of bending over. So, you know, there are advantages to tying your packs up. So yeah, this is my kitchen by the looks of things. I'm not sure where I'm going to have the fire yet, but I'm going to start doing some firewood in just a bit. And, probably have it over here, to be fair. Oh no, now that the music stops. Don't get me wrong, I love music, but yeah. Okay, well, just dug this little pit out with my mitts. Didn't need any tools for doing it. The ground's just so soft here, and I think that'll make it easily buriable as well, so that it won't look like I've had a fire, hence leave no trace. I think these pine cones are going to make a great base for a fire lay, because they'll allow the air to go up through it, and they are flammable resinous themselves. I'm getting some little tiny little fucking matchsticks sized little pine twigs there, which are resinous again and easily combustible. Then I'll move up to what I call pencil wood, which is like the next grade up. Then we go for thumb wood, which is sort of that sort of size stuff there, and there's just loads of it about, loads of deadfall, which is pretty dry, so I'm going to attempt to do it with just deadfall. In fact, I've cheated. I haven't cheated, but I have used a little bit of dead stand in there, which was still attached to that tree there, which will do the trick. So let's work. Wolverine folding saw. Just a folding saw. I don't think there's anything too special about it. It's just that's the brand. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cut logs. When you're sawing, always try and find something that you can try and utilise as a saw bench, because it will make all that energy spending all that much more efficient. So beautiful. Just need to breathe it in for a second. It's 5 o'clock. Birch bark. Great fire lighting resource. Another great energy saving tip is when you're cutting logs, not to cut them but to snap them between two trees that are grown really close together. I'll try and demonstrate for you now. There's one. I mean, yeah, okay, the wood's kind of punky, but it's still pretty solid and good enough to burn. And it's dry, so, you know, you've got to do what you can. There you go. That's made logs in seconds. This is what it's about. Check out my foyer. Checking out my foyer. Fucking give myself a little swing. There we go. Burger time soon. Look at that sun. Just there's no other way to describe it, but this is how you heal. This is how you do it. Solo missions are the way forward. I'd say I wish you all were here, but I don't. Sorry. Not sorry. Fucking not sorry. God, look at this. It just, oh man, it was brighter just a second ago. Just heaven. Just heaven. Keep trying to capture it when that sun just absolutely beams it out. It's just, it's dying down now, but it must just keep popping out from the clouds. Ah, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's going again. It's going again. Oh you're teasing me now, aren't you? Just teasing me. Wouldn't you know it? You know, you come to escape and then... Can you hear that? I think it's ABBA. Knowing me, knowing you, that one. Can you hear it? I think they must be having something on at the pub at the road. Turns out this woods ain't as big as I thought it was. But hey ho, it's still nice. I mean, you know, it's not bothering me. I just thought, well, you know, let's get back to nature, and then this happens. Oh well, never mind. At least I'm at one with the wasps. I haven't upset them, and they haven't upset me. So, you know, Hakuna Matata. All right. All natural materials, just a spark. Let's see if we can do this. It's not as easy as it looks, people. It's not as easy as it looks. Nope. Not this time. Not this time. Almost. Close, but no cigar. Oh, there we go. There we go. Third time's the charm. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I was half expecting to freeze last night, but I didn't. I was toasty. It was really nice and warm. And I was surprisingly comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunrise. Isn't that lovely? I've had a couple of coffees already. I've had to stoke these flames to get warm up. I've got my fucking foyer back on the go. I haven't had breakfast yet, but I might have a couple more hours sleep. I slept really well, considering it was my first hang in ages. I got a really good few decent, solid hours in. Hardly any disturbance. It's so peaceful here compared to home. The nights are just quiet. There's not hardly any, you know, pheasants or foxes or kids or anything like that. It's so peaceful. It's so tranquil and quiet here. 3 more breakfast burgers coming up. Bushcraft style. Bushcraft burgers with added bush. Anyway, my video space is running low, so the rest of this video is going to have to be in stills, I think, for the rest of this adventure. So sorry about that, but there we go.